Hello everybody. Welcome back to another session on Python programming. We're discussing concept of formatting. We have learned 4 different styles of formatting. Let's quickly do a recap. First was the interpolation operator. Other was a function called as format. Third was a method called as format string.format. And fourth was a formatted string literal. So 4 major techniques of formatting is what we have covered up till now. So what's in store for next? Now there is at times we want to do kind of formatting, but there is a limited kind of formatting that we are interested. So there could be, I could say, a simpler but limited control over formatting of data is what you are looking out for. If that is the case, you have one more mechanism for formatting which is now available for us. Just give me a second. Let's stop recording for a moment. Yeah. So there is another kind of formatting which is available for us. So what is that additional type of formatting that we plan to explore today? The next concept for formatting we're going to look at is template string. Now this template string provides you a limited capability of formatting. So let's quickly have a look at what this template string is all about before we go ahead looking at the examples that we had earlier taken, the assignments which are to be discussed. So it says it's simpler and less powerful mechanism. Okay. We need to import the template class. So there is an additional type that we'll have to import from Python's built-in string module. The string module is already there. You'll have to import this class called as template to do this formatting. Even the name of the technique is template string that's available in the standard template library. So we'll say from string, import template. Till now, for string, for us, string was the str class. Now there is this module called a string from which we're going to import template. Template strings are not a core language feature. That means we cannot go ahead using them directly. They're supplied with the string module in the standard library. So it's a standard feature. That means it's available on all the versions of Python. That's okay. But you cannot just start using it like we use some module. You will have to import it from the string module and then we'll have to use it. Template string don't allow format specifiers. No %d, no %s, nothing of that sort. Then the question is, what is the purpose of going in for this template string if it doesn't allow formatting? Okay, let's have a look at it. So it doesn't allow format specifier like %d, %i, %s, issue is of %y, %h, %s, all those things we have seen. So those are not allowed in template string. So what purpose do they say? So Python string template class is used to create a simple template string where fields can be replaced later on to create a string object. So as the name says template string, you create a template in which you're going to substitute some data to create newer and newer strings. So you will have a template in which say, I'm going to say hello dash dash, how are you? So that dash dash should get replaced with the names at every iteration. So we can have the same template where some part will get substituted, some parts will get replaced. It is created by passing a string template to a constructor of template class, and template string supports $-based substitution. So it's time for us to look into how it can be done. So it contains 2 parts. One is this $, and other is the Python identifier. Now, when I use the word identifier, it can be any letters from A to Z, underscore, digits from 0 to 9. Identifier cannot begin with digit nor can it be a Python keyword. We know them. These like variable names. The best time to use template is when you are handling formatted string generated by the users of the program. Generated by the user of the program, that means your client. You would like to handle that particular data. It has 2 functions to create strings from template. One is substitute, another is save substitute. Now, this is what we'll be actually focusing on to understand what this substitute and save substitute is all about. Henceforth in Python, wherever you see KWDS, that means keywords. KWTS. Here it says mapping, and here there are keyword arguments is what we're going to supply. When I put star, remember, if I have keyword argument, key and value, star will give you all the keys and values, everything to be substituted, dictionary, the contents of the dictionary. This method replaces the placeholder in the template string using keyword arguments or using mapping containing identifier pair values. So in this, we'll have these identifier pair values, key value kind of combination. Perform substitution from dictionary like key-based mapping object or from keyword arguments. If both mapping and keyword arguments have same keys, then type error is thrown. If they are not provided, key error will be raised. So let's actually explore this substitute, and then I'll tell you what this safe substitute is all about. Now, there is hardly anything that we can understand by this syntax. It becomes clear only when we look at an example. So let me take you to an example which will demonstrate how to use this concept. When I use the word mapping, what do I mean by mapping? We have been doing in dictionaries what we are doing, mapping. Yesterday what we did, mapping. If in the substitution, if I had said F name, that was mapped to some value. Roll number was mapped to some value. Name was mapped to some value. The mapping is like you have this key value combination where we give the key and you get the corresponding value. That's what we call mapping. Yesterday we did mapping a number of places. Here, if you even look at yesterday's example, here was mapping that we're doing. When I say player name, Ganguly, and if I'm saying player of name, I get the value. Here, when I said error number, okay, we could have seen even the previous example. Here we are. We have this record. Here I'm saying 0, 1. They have been mapped to the corresponding arguments inside this particular tuple. If it's a dictionary, I would have said double star and so on, those things we had seen yesterday. Yeah. If it's a dictionary, the word first was mapped to the name first inside this dictionary. The argument, the keyword, or I'll say the key last was mapped to the key called as last so that its value gets substituted when this string has been created. So let's explore what that particular concept is with template string. I'll again go to formatting. Here we go. So I say from string import templates. So it's time for us to look into what is this string type. So first, let's look at the module called as string. Does it provide anything more for us? Where is Python doc? That's Java doc, that MongoDB, that Java 8, C++, Python Kavya. Every day we have, here it comes, Python doc. Offline version instead of online. Okay, that doesn't matter. 3.10 at 3 string. So if you look at this particular module called a string, it says the constant defined in this module are, that's okay. Important thing is common string operations. So string dot ASCII letters, string dot ASCII lowercase, string dot ASCII uppercase. That means you want to check whether it's an uppercase alphabet, whether it's lowercase alphabets. So you can just say string dot ASCII lowercase, string dot uppercase, digits, hexadecimal digits, octal digit, punctuation marks. Very interesting things are being white spaces, printable characters. Okay. And then string dot format is what we saw yesterday. Okay. Now here is where we look at the concept string dot format. There's a formatter that we can actually specify. But today we're going to look at the another method, and that's substitute is what we're going to look at. If you're going to look at substitute, let's see, substitute. It says mapping and keywords. What does it do? Performs template substitution, returning a new string Mapping is any dictionary-like object with key that matches the placeholders in the template. So what we did yesterday, mapping is anything where there is a key, there is this key which match or some identifier that matches with some key in dictionary-like object. Okay. Alternatively, you can provide keyword arguments where keywords are placeholders, where both mapping and keywords are given. There are duplicates. The placeholders may take the placeholders from keyword may take precedence. So first we'll look into substitute, and then later we'll look into self-substitute. But even before we do that, or after we finish with this, I would strongly advise you to go through this particular module called as string today. Every day I'm asking you to go through some module. This will save a lot of your time, especially when you want to know only alphabets. So it says lowercase wale hai kya, uppercase wale hai kya, only digits. There are so many interesting functions which are available. Plus this format, what we had seen earlier, there is a concept of parsing, very, very powerful feature that is available. So I would again expect you to just go through this particular thing. All the format specifiers and everything are there. Okay. Binary output ke liye base 2, B bhi hai aapke paas, E exponential, all those things that we had seen. So all those things are available. And we have discussed that. But still, today we are looking at template strings. But do go through this module called as strings. Today we'll focus on this self-substitute and substitute. So those two functions I plan to cover up today, template strings. So let's jump onto the template string. So I'm saying from strings import template. And I'm creating a template. T is equal to template a $name. So this name is a identifier that is preceded by $. Any identifier that is preceded with $. Okay, if it has been passed to the constructor of this particular template, I'm calling constructor because this creates a template object. So we call it as a constructor. Constructor, as an name says, it will construct an object of that type. It will construct an object of template type. It will create an object of template type where this particular identifier will be replaced with some value in future. So let's see now. Currently, I'm not doing any substitution. I'm just creating a template object. So that's my template that has now been created. We print this, it says it's a string.template object. Okay, what's the type? Oh, it's an object of type string.template. So we have imported this particular module type called as template from this module called as string. So it says an object of type string.template, and a template that has been defined in a module called as string. Fine. Now I have a variable called as fname, and that is Kapil. So fname is a variable identifier whose value is Kapil. So I say t.substitute. That means inside this template, substitute karo what? Wherever in the template you find name, please substitute that name with this value. That means what I have given over here is keyword arguments. That means a keyword hai, iska corresponding value hai. So inside this particular substitute, wherever you get this keyword called as name, please replace with its value fname. Fname mein kya hai? Kapil hai. So it will create a templatized string for us. And if I want to print it, if I print it, it says, hey Kapil. But that does not mean I need to give an identifier like a variable name. I can give a constant as well. So I say t.substitute. So this is a template that I have created. Like in school days, when you are asked to draw a map of India, you get that stencil template. You run a pencil through it, you get India map. You run a blue color pen through it, you get a blue color India map. You run a red color pen through it, you'll get a red color India map. The map is the same, the color of the map is changing, but the basic structure is the same. So we have created a template over here. So I'm saying a template, and now when we printed it said, hey Kapil. On line number 18, what we are doing now is something different. I'm saying t.substitute, name is equal to Ravi. I'm passing a string literal. That's perfectly all right. No worries. And if I print this, it says, hey Ravi. Now again, I have a template saying, hey $name. That's the same template that we have. I say t.substitute, name is equal to fname, and print it. It's same thing. Hello Kapil. I say, hey, dollar in braces name. Now we use this technique, or this technique is recommended because wherever we see braces, which are placeholders, the reader immediately understands that there is where the substitution has to take place. This at time may be missed by a user. guy who's maintaining the code, but this will not be missed. That means if I see these curly braces preceded by this dollar, I'll understand, okay, it contains a keyword where substitution has to take place. It's a mapping key. The name is the key. Fname is value. Fname ka value kya? Fname kya tha? Fname was Kapil. So it will now get substituted. I'll get the substitute string. It says, hey Kapil. I say Fname is equal to Smita. Again, I'm going to substitute. So what is happening is this template is fixed. This template is fixed. Within this template, we are just replacing the value of name. So now it will say, hey Smita. Now what's this? I say template. Dollar name is the job of dollar company. Now you're wondering, why are we doing this? You'll understand the significance with this very interesting example that I'm going to take now. The real purpose why people at times prefer to use this templatized string. So I have created a template. Within this template, 3 places, the values are to be replaced every time. So I have a dictionary-like object, a keyword arguments. I call them as keyword arguments, key and the value, key and the value, key and the value. But that's not a dictionary, it's just keyword arguments. That means every argument has been given a name. Ratan Tata has been given a name as name. CEO has been given a name as job. Tata Motors have been given a name as company. So ये keyword arguments है. So every argument over here has a key with which we can identify it. So it's keyword arguments that we are passing. So I say T dot substitute name is equal to Ratan Tata, job equal to CEO, company equal to Motors. But I'm going to substitute these keyword arguments inside this template string because it's T dot substitute care of. So जहाँ name आएगा वहाँ Ratan Tata आ जाएगा, जहाँ job है वहाँ CEO, and जहाँ company वहाँ Tata Motors. So we'll create a string, templatized string for us. So it says Ratan Tata is CEO of Tata Motors. इस तरीके से it has created a string out of that template string that we had. So we create a template within which substitution has to occur. So the moment that substitution occurs, we get a new string with that substituted data.
But sir, it can get mismatched now over here.
Never. There is no
Sir,
question of
name की जगह अगर CEO आ गया,
कभी नहीं होगा mismatch. The reason for that is in this template string, if I have name, तो यहाँ जहाँ कहीं name रहेगा, order कुछ भी रहे, order doesn't really matter. I'll change the order and show it to you. The order doesn't matter. It's not like यहाँ job दूसरी जगह पे तो यहाँ job भी दूसरी जगह पे चाहिए. Nothing of that sort. Order can be anything. Let us do that if need be. There is no question of maintaining the order. I'm going to repeat it, and this time around, I'm going to take job first and or name at the end. I'll take. I change the order. It's just like those arguments have to be there. Order doesn't really matter. So let's run the code all over again. Debug the code from that point where I've changed the order. We'll do it from here. So here we are going to substitute, and after substituting, this is the result. Ratan Tata is CEO of Tata Motors. Now here the template is the same, name, job, company, but the parameters over here are not in order or not in the same order in which they appear inside the template. The keyword arguments in Python are precisely used to handle this situation. इसी एक situation को handle करने के लिए keyword arguments बनाए गए हैं Python में. So if I run this through code, and if I want to print it, Ratan Tata is CEO of Tata Motors. It has correctly worked. The order doesn't matter. I could also have a dictionary. Now this is not keyword. This was keyword arguments, what we had done on this line. But I now have a dictionary. Name Ratan Tata, company Tata Motors, job CEO, and I say T dot substitute D. Now here, what I'm passing is a dictionary. That is a mapping object. So here, Monica, somebody had asked me, what is this mapping? This was the keyword arguments. I could just say mapping. So here I'm passing D. D is my dictionary. So in that case, the substitution will automatically occur. When I say T dot substitute dictionary, if I say print, so Ratan Tata is CEO of Tata Motors. Perfect. I have a list of dictionary. One is Ratan Tata, there's Anand Mahindra, third is Anu Aga. ये 3 CEOs of 3 different companies. एक है CEO of Tata Motors, दूसरा है CEO of Mahindra, और तीसरा है CEO of Thermax. Have you also noticed the order is different? In this case, it is name, company and job. Now we have name, job and company, name, job and company. So the first row dictionary has a different order, second and third have a different order. So order doesn't really matter. Now I say template, dollar name is the job of dollar company. That's my template object that has been created. Now in this template object, every time I'm going to cycle through this template object and I'm going to create a new string out of it. How do I do that? I say t.substitute record. The record for the first time is that of Ratan Tata, then Anand Mahindra, and then Anu Aga, because we are iterating through a collection which is present inside this list of dictionaries, a list of dictionaries. The first time I'm going to pass this dictionary, next time I'm going to pass this dictionary, and next time I'm going to pass this dictionary. That will be my record. So h.substitute record is what I say. And when it gets substituted, a templatized string is being created. It says Ratan Tata is CEO of Tata Motors. Second says Anand Mahindra is CEO of Mahindra, and Anu Aga is CEO of Thermax. Once you finish, we come out. So that's the beauty of it. You have a template in which there are places where substitution has to take place. So you just either specify a dictionary over here to be substituted, or you could give a keyword argument for substitution. Now I say name is the job of the company. Now you may be really tired looking at the same template. But now what is happening is in this particular template, there are three placeholders, name, job, and company. Whereas while substituting, I've supplied only two of them. So if I do that, it fails. It generates an error saying key error company. So for it to create a templatized string here, using this template T is this. Using that, it has to create a string. So it has to substitute all the three values. So all the three keys should have been found in this keyword argument, and there only one was missing. So it generated an error. This was an error. This was an error. So we identified this error. We understood the reason for that error. Let's jump over here. So I'll go to this particular line number 61 now. Here I'm saying t.save substitute. So what we are looking at earlier was only substitute. Now we have something called a save substitute. It behaves like substitute, except that when the key is not found, it doesn't raise key error, and the placeholder is written in the string result. So unlike over here, where it generated an error when that particular key was not found, because in this example, what happened was we had three keys, but only two were found. So it generated a key error. It generated a key error, and we do not want that key error to be printed or generated. Okay, we would like to handle that particular situation. So how do you handle that particular situation? We use save substitute. So wherever that key is missing, in that case, instead of value, the key will get substituted. Let's check it out. Here everything was present. So it says Ratan Tata is CEO of Tata Motors. Now I have given only two keys. Third one is missing. Job hai, name hai. So company is missing. So last time when the company was missing, it generated an error. Now there is no error. So it says Ratan Tata is CEO. So CEO has got substituted. That is a job. Company has got substituted. The name has got substituted Ratan Tata. And jahan company tha, for which a matching keyword argument has not been found, there that particular identifier itself has been displayed as an expression. Now, for any reason you want to display $sign, $2 stands for single dollar. So I say template $dollar is called as $name. So this dollar is specifying what comes after that is the placeholder where substitution has to occur, whereas $2 is only meant for display purpose, nothing more than that. So we create a template and I say name is $. So it says dollar is called $. That means here $2 jo aapne yahan diye the line number 70, it has been escaped to print only $1, is called as $name. The name ka value kya tha $. Tha. So it has said $. Is called $. Yeah, this symbol is called $. Now I have a template saying noun adjective is nouning. So if I have test, so test will get substituted here, and test adjective is testing is what it will do. So we have a substitution that's going to happen now, save substitution. But actually it's only a substitution. And we saw this save substitution. What it does, if the key is missing, keyword argument is missing, in that case, the entire identifier is displayed as it is. And I'm saying test. So now it is going to test. I'm passing some keyword arguments. So when I pass this keyword arguments, if I print this is test, adjective is testing. तो पे डॉलर हु रुपीज डॉलर डॉलर 100, तो $2 मीन्स $100. दैट मीन्स यहाँ सब्स्टिट्यूशन नहीं करना है, वो तो सिर्फ रिप्लेस कर देना है. Whereas this dollar says एक सिंगल डॉलर है, तो what comes after the next is the place where the substitution has to occur. And the good part is, best practice is put them into braces. That's the best practice to, so there is no confusion. So wherever we see these braces, we are telling very clearly, oh, that's the place where I'm going to do the substitution, not over here. So that's a better way to represent. So we created a string and I say, who is Mandar? So it says, pay Mandar $100. So note कीजिएगा, we are given $2. What has got printed is single dollar. And it was who. So when I say t dot substitute to create a string, I'm saying जहाँ who है ना, वहाँ मंदार substitute कीजिएगा. तो जहाँ who था वहाँ मंदार substitute हो गया है. And says is pay मंदार $100. So I say template $who $1,000 amount. $1,000. $2 stands for $1. तो $1 बच जाएगा. तो that's dollar amount. तो $2 से $1 print होगा. It'll print $1. And this dollar amount will act for placeholder substitution. Understand that this $2 will display $1, the first $2, and third dollar will appear along with amount. जैसे ये dollar who है, वैसे ये dollar amount हो जाएगा, single dollar amount ऐसे आ जाएगा. So amount will get substituted 999. Who is Mandar? So it now says pay Mandar $999. So that's how we use template type. And we have seen both the substitute method and save substitute. So it substitutes the data inside the template to create new templatized string, a string in which some contents were replaced by some mapping or keyword arguments which are there as a parameter. They will substitute inside the template to create a new string object. So it creates a templatized string. So it's a template that we are creating, but no format specifies, no numbers. It is only of one type, that is string. You'll do the substitution to create a new string, and then that string you could go ahead doing what you would like to save, you print, you display it onto the console. That's your choice, what your problem demands. So have you understood this particular concept of templatized string? Everybody, quick feedback. Vikrant?
Sir, it was the fifth type.
Yeah, because but over here formatting is not possible, only substitution is happening. So no formatting like percent and no format special like %d and other things, nothing. It is
Okay,
only
sir.
meant for substitution. So it has a limited capability. So I'm sharing this file as well with you. Have you all received the file? Submit the assignment so that we can go ahead discussing it. Solution that you have implemented for the assignment, please share, put into chat window. Everybody do that. Okay, I received one from Prithviraj.
Sir, I had seen at the beginning of the class.
Okay, let me check. She has sent. Can you send it once again? Harsh.
Yes, sir,
Sunlight
share it,
not
sir.
visible.
Yes, sir.
Viraj has shared. Harsh has shared. So let's check them out. Question was very simple. We had to accept the data and display something in this particular format. Let's look at what Prithviraj has done first. From typing input final, number of subject is equal to final int of 3. Before and after the equal to sign operator, you should have space. And there is no need to have any space over here. There's not an operator. Other operator should have space. Okay. Therefore, you have given space before, but also make sure that you give space after. So you have an empty dictionary that has now been created. Okay. Then you have variable called as number of students, int input. Please enter no of the student. What is no of the student, Prithviraj?
Number.
So be specific. Please enter the number of students. So you have kept it, looks like you have done it more dynamic. So I had asked for 3, but let's see if this works correctly. Student count in the range of 1 to number of students plus 1. Now when you write an expression, okay, num plus 1 एक expression है, put into brackets. So no chance of anybody going wrong. Okay. Name of the student, input, enter the name of the student. Basic English, start with the uppercase letter. Name of student is equal to score of bracket spaces score and empty list. Okay. So you're saying, suppose if I enter the first name as Raja, तो you're saying एक dictionary में Raja add कर लिया as a key और उसकी value क्या है? तो score है. Score is a key and value is an empty list. Okay. Value is an empty list. You're accepting data into a dictionary. It looks okay. Then you're saying counter in the range of 1 to number of subjects plus 1. Number of subjects 3 है, fixed है. So number of subjects plus 1. So okay, 1, 2, 3 is what you're saying. Input enter the marks obtained in subject. Okay. Now even if you're saying in the subject, so let's, since you have a counter over here which will vary from the range of 1 to n, so why not say subject number so and so. So subject number, comma, or here I'll just put a string. Let's see whether it's allowing us to use it. So since the variable is there, counter is a variable that we already have. Why not do that? How I change? Enter the marks obtained in subject number 1, 2, 3, 4, जो भी रहेगा. And you want to have colon after that, you could take it and यहाँ से चाहे तो निकाल देते हैं subject number 1. So whatever marks user enters, you are saying name, record of name of student. Okay, so the first student के अंदर का score. Record of number of student will give you this dictionary. So in that dictionary, the score is will give list. So list में कर रहे हैं आप append marks. Okay, it will work. Appended marks, and that will be done for all the 3 subjects for all the students. Okay, so you're now saying student counter in record. Percentage obtained by percent is percent student counter, comma sum of student counter. Why use this interpolation operator? And such a long statement is very difficult to understand. So if you really want to do this operation, what are you trying to do here, Prithviraj? You're trying to calculate percentage. So rather than writing such a long statement and expression, which is always difficult for individual to understand, I would rather have calculated percentage over here, saying percentage is equal to something like this. That is easier. So let's see what are you doing. A record of student counter. Okay, student counter. Record of student counter. Student doesn't have a counter, it has name. Because it has name. There is no counter. And what is
Yes, so
records?
in for, when you put it in the for loop, first name comes there.
Correct. So it's not a counter, it's student name.
Yes, yes.
It's not counter. It's not about first name comes, it's a key you will get. So I'll say student name, not student counter. There was nothing to do with the counter. It was student name. So naming is very important. Because somebody will now wonder what is the, okay, let's see. Student underscore name, what's an error? Okay, brackets and match, we'll check it out. For student name in records, percentage sum of student name, that will give the dictionary के अंदर score का value, what we have got. Okay, that is divided by number of subjects into 100. Why do you need into
It's
100?
wrong, it's wrong.
It just since out of marks are same, this is good enough. You just divide it by number of subjects, because then out of marks for all the 4 subjects is exactly same. Average and percentage will come out to be the same. So here a record of student name. So Raja ka record aa gaya. That's one dictionary you'll get. Inside that you are saying give me the sum of the marks in the square. So actually this sum is operating on the list that score is returning, and that divided by number of subjects, and then you'll say percentage marks is, don't get into this trouble, obtained by student counter name, student name. I'll say here. We have such a beautiful construct. You just have to add F over here, and that will make it very, very easy. Is, and we have to print the marks. Yeah, percentage is what you have to print. Is percentage. And you had not printed the result. Okay, so now you're printing it. Oh, sorry, you had written that entire expression over there. So I have broken that expression to parts. So you had written this entire expression over here. That was a bad choice. Very difficult for others. If you want to trouble your teammates, do that. And if you don't want complaints from your teammate, make it readable. The percentage obtained by so and so is percentage. Simple and straightforward. Now, let me not interfere in what you are doing over here. Format, mark sheet, and I had asked to change it with F string yesterday. Update करने बोला था मैंने code.
Yes.
Okay, marksheet format marksheet क्या लिखा है तो सेंटर अलाइन रखिए marksheet 100 width है, S की जरूरत नहीं है. When it's string, it's implicitly string. Anyway, format name left side को name, format subject 1 15 width, format subject 2 15 width, left side को align किया आपने, and this. Okay, 15 column. And then you say str of record of key of score of 0. Okay, that means here first you are displaying key. Key is the name. Why say key then? That's a name, the name in record. And to be more explicit, record is a dictionary. Say dot keys. So there's no confusion what you are extracting from it. Here also you could have just said dot keys. Okay, so anybody understand? You're just getting extracting the keys. So for name in record dot keys, that's the name. तो यहाँ जाएगा आपका name आ गया. तो record of name. I'm not changing the formatting thing. I'm just changing, making it more readable. So name in record dot keys, format name. Okay, so name left side को align किया, score के अंदर का 0 left align कर लिया. Okay. Percentage marks क्या है? Again, you're doing the calculations. Oh, you will have to do the calculation, no choice. So I would rather do this calculation. Here I would say percentage. Okay, let's run this code and see. Enter the number of students. I said 3. Enter the name of the student. First is Raja. Subject 1 K marks 12, 34, and 56. Raja, Ravi, Verma, Singh G. And marks in subject 1, 45, 67, 89. Third name is suppose my name, I think. The long name. And then marks obtained in subject number 1, that's 34, then 30, 31 suppose, and then 31, and then 32. Gone for a toss. So formatting was not appropriate. And that was precisely because I used these long names. If the names were taken, and then second thing that you forgot is this formatting. You started with mark sheet, you should have also ended something with dash line over here. So there is a lot of scope for improvement in this particular code. But the good part is you have made an attempt to solve it. So work on it, improve the formatting. So I'm just sharing this code with you again for improvement. I'll share with everyone so you'll understand at least the naming conventions that we have followed that were pretty good, but it did not serve the purpose. Very near, you forgot one technique that I told you earlier. That was about restricting the number of characters to be displayed from a string. कल भी देखा था हमने xylophone का example लिया था 0.5s, so only first 5 characters on xylophone were displayed. Let's look at the second submission that is there. दूसरा आकाश का था. Let's look at Akash submission. What has he submitted? Akash ka submission. Is this the file? Okay, that's Viraj. Akash, ये आपका? Ashish, ये आपका?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see what Ashish has done. Oh, only 19 lines? Yes. Bundled up everything in 19 lines. Ah, that's scary. Line number 16 is scary. ये कहाँ जा रहा line? कहाँ खत्म होगा या नहीं होगा? अरे बाप रे. That's too scary. You could have used what Prithviraj has done, break it in lines. Anyway, let's check. Subject in final 3, okay, and okay, the student details, okay, that's a dictionary. I in the range 3. Where are you using this I? Have you used I anywhere?
No, sir. 15 बार repeat करना.
Enter his marks in subject 1, 2, 3. We could have used I over there. Okay. And name input, enter student name. Okay. हो सके तो ये match करो, अच्छा लगेगा. Marks 1, marks 2, marks 3 has been accepted. And you say student detail. Main name में you are creating a dictionary and which contains 3 subject marks. Now what Prithviraj has done over here, that was much better than Ashish what you're doing. The reason for that is total लेते समय line number 16 देखो डरावना है. And instead, if it was a list like what Prithviraj has done, we could just say sum of the list. You cannot say sum of the dictionary. So that was a better way to look into it. But we could incorporate that feature over here as well. I could say dig.values. And once I get values, I could just say some of those values and so on. Let's do that improvement in your code. You remember there are 2 methods, values and keys and items inside a dictionary. So we have to recollect that. So even this design could work, and then you create a dash line. And अरे ये क्या यार, ये मैंने अपडेट करने के लिए कहा था, अभी भी फॉर्मेट ही यूज कर रहे हैं आप लोग. फॉर्मेट और फॉर्मेट, अरे बाप रे क्या कर रहे हो. मार्कशीट प्रिंट किया, स्टार सेंटर अलाइंड, 20 का विड्थ है, और उसके बाद सेंटर लाइन में वो 20 का नाम प्रिंट कर लिया स्टार. अरे क्यों ऐसा कर रहे हैं, एक से नहीं हो सकता, बताइए आशीष.
सर रिक्वायरमेंट ऐसी थी कि वो मार्कशीट के पास पहले तो स्टार्स है, और वो स्टार्स ऐसे है कि मतलब मार्कशीट बीच में और उसके आजू बाजू इक्वली अलाइंड स्टार्स है,
अरे
और फिर वो पूरा टोटल बीच में अलाइंड है मार्कशीट.
अच्छा, सिर्फ भी सारे स्टार नहीं है इसका मतलब है, पूरे लाइन भर स्टार नहीं है, बीच में स्टार्स थे.
हाँ सिर्फ बीच में.
अच्छा अच्छा, ये करने की
यस
कोशिश किया
यस
आपने. ओके
यस यस.
ओके ओके. तो 20 वाले इसमें मार्कशीट कर लिए, 4 और 4, 4 और 5 और 5 10 है. तो 5 स्टार ऑन द लेफ्ट एंड 5 स्टार ऑन द राइट. ओके ओके, गुड थॉट. वापिस एक लाइन. नाउ देखिए यार, आप लाइन क्रिएट करें, यू आर राइटिंग दिस स्टेटमेंट अगेन अगेन. हाउ अबाउट अगर आपने कुछ ऐसा कहा होता, line is equal to this, and फिर यहाँ print line, isn't it more readable?
Yes.
And why write that expression every time? Because what it will happen is, it'll give a chance to control the width of the line. So I could take a variable, tomorrow आपको line बड़ी चाहिए, तो number of columns, line width, I'll say. $80 या ये 80 क्या है, तो बाबा लाइन की विड्थ है. ओके
21 पे.
पढ़ो.
21 लाइन नंबर 2.
अच्छा यहाँ भी है. ओके, फॉर्मेट कर लिया, and name 15.15. Okay, look at this before. This is what I was telling. It will truncate the data. This is the width specifier, whereas this is the minimum field. No, this is precision specifier. When used with strings, it will truncate the string. It will truncate the string. Well, I have subjects भी 15 है, left aligned है, left aligned है, left aligned है. Okay, तो सारे सब heading हो गए, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 heading है, तो title कैसे यूज कीजिएगा. Okay. For naming student detail addition. Now we are going to make an improvement in this particular part of the code. What I do is I'll comment out what you have said. It may be right, but we just want to have a better way to handle it. तो यहाँ कर क्या रहे आप, subject 1 का mark plus subject 2 का mark plus subject 3 का marks is what you're trying to do. So we want marks sum of all the 3 marks, correct? That is our requirement. So if that is our requirement, let's try a different technique. What I could do is I could just say marks total marks is equal to, I say, student detail of name आ गया dot values. अब ये जो वैल्यूज आएंगे तो कीज नहीं आएंगे, ओनली वैल्यूज आएंगे, तो इनका सम दैट्स पाइथोनिक वे ऑफ डूइंग द थिंग्स. और परसेंटेज चाहिए होता तो सम को डिवाइड कर लेते, तो आई को डायरेक्टली से परसेंटेज, get rid of this, ये सम आ गया, सम डिवाइडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स का परसेंटेज आ गया, and then we could get the values here. Student detail name of subject 1. Oh, that's painful. कुछ ज्यादा नहीं कर सकते हैं. एक चीज कर सकते थे, you could have just gone to separate lines, and ये subject 1 के marks, फिर subject 2 के marks, फिर subject 3 के marks, and so on. Oh, we could improve here as well. So since this is required, so what we'll do is just to make this thing easy. I'll break into parts. I'll say marks is equal to list of this. हाँ, इससे क्या होगा? ये लिस्ट आ गया, तो लिस्ट का सम marks, okay, divided by this, sum of marks divided by this. Why did I do that? Because then I don't have to write this entire thing. Rather, I could say marks of 0. थोड़ा सा मैं और छोटा कर रहा हूँ आपका कोड. सही चल रहा है या नहीं है आशीष, समझ में आ रहा है?
हाँ सर, सीधा इंडेक्स डाल के बाहर टपल में मार्क्स डाल के
सीधा क्या करते हैं?
सिर्फ इंडेक्स 0 1 2 डाल के
वही तो किया ना, 0 1 2,
और बाहर टपल में मार्क्स.
तो टपल भी डालोगे तो उसका इंडेक्स दोबारा देना ही पड़ेगा ना.
यस.
इंडेक्स तो देना ही पड़ेगा. So that statement का length has reduced substantially by doing this. Okay, I've kept the formatting what you have done. Let me check whether your formatting is right now. I haven't made any change to the formatting. If formatting goes wrong, you are responsible. If it comes correct, you have done good work. Okay. Enter the name of the student. Let's do the same thing. Pehla student है Omkar. Marks are like 12, 34, 56. Name of the second student is Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Marks 13, 13, 13. Okay. And third student वैसा बड़ा समय में. Marks are 17, 17, and 17. And that's almost perfect, except for the alignment that has been missed out in the percentage. Why did that happen? क्या गलत किया आपने? This is best. You have truncated the marks name. 15 या 20 का जो भी लिया आपने उसके आगे नहीं जाएगा. That's okay. Subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. Percentage you went out of order. The title has been correctly printed. Marks have not been printed. So let's see what went wrong. Did you change the percentage के टाइटल में आपने लिखा 15s, यहाँ भी लिखा है 15, अलाइनमेंट चेंज हुआ, यहाँ लेफ्ट लिखा है और यहाँ राइट कर दिया है. दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. यहाँ भी लेफ्ट कर लेते. ये अगर लेफ्ट कर दे तो राइट कर दे तो ये भी राइट करके रखो. और सब्जेक्ट के लिए 15 की कॉलम की जरूरत नहीं थी. सब्जेक्ट का नाम जितना है उतना ही ले देते, थोड़ा सा 2 कॉलम और बढ़ा देते तो दैट इज ओके. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 11 बहुत था. कहाँ चेंज किया मैंने? 11 नेम 15.15 रख देते, ये मार्क्स के लिए 11 करते सिर्फ। इसके लिए 15 रखा है और ये राइट अलाइन कर लिया है। अब देखते हैं name is suppose Karan, marks are 12, 14, 14 and 15. Name is suppose Edwin, marks is suppose 17, 17 and 17. Name is suppose Imran, marks are suppose 75, 75, 75. Did I see the file? ये बिल्कुल लास्ट टाइम पे जैसे आया।
सेंटर अलाइनमेंट क्यों सर?
ना ना
सर वो नीचे लाइन नंबर 21 पे 15 थी। Actually,
11 किया था, ये 15 रह गया। तभी फिट में कहीं तो मार खा रहा है। 15 3 आ जाएंगे तभी ये बाहर जाएगा। कुछ कम करना होगा। इसको साथ ही कर लेते हैं। स्टूडेंट मोनिका, marks I suppose 45, 75 and 85. PRAPIK, SHA Pratiksha, marks 34, 55, 67 and Pooja, marks is 34, 34 and 23. That's better. ये जो डैश लाइन की बिट भी कम कर सकते हैं, मार्क्स भी अंदर ला सकते हैं, and rest is all okay. You could have just put a dash line below the title as well if need be. So that's almost correct alignment what we have got. Okay. And I hope everybody understood what we have
sir.
done. हाँ बोलिए।
वो मेरे को एक क्या बोलते हैं डिफिकल्टी आ रही थी, वो परसेंटेज है ना।
हाँ।
अगर मुझे उसको लेफ्ट अलाइन करना है पूरा,
हाँ।
तो उसका जो परसेंटेज का जो सिंबल है स्ट्रिंग, जैसे हाँ वो परसेंटेज लिखा है ना, सिंबल परसेंटेज का, वो राइट रह जाता था। मतलब वो मैक्सिमम विड्थ के बाद वो प्रिंट होता था।
ऑफ कोर्स, बिकॉज इसके लिए विड्थ दे रहे हैं ना आप। इफ यू नो फॉर श्योर कि ये है ना टोटल इतने ही कॉलम्स रहने वाला है, तो आपको इसके 8 विड्थ की देने की जरूरत नहीं है, या हमने जो 7 दिया वो भी जरूरत नहीं है। ये 1 2 3 4 5 और 1 6 दोगे तो भी काफी है, ताकि ये उसके बाजू में आ जाए।
यस।
हाँ, तो विड्थ का इशू था, तो ये 7.2 की जगह आई कुड जस्ट सेट 6.2, टोटल विड्थ थी 6, और फिर आप इसे लेफ्ट अलाइन करते तो भी चल जाएगा। ये लेफ्ट अलाइन करोगे तो भी चलेगा। लेट्स चेक इट आउट। अगर मैं कह रहा हूँ चलेगा तो सच्ची में चलता है क्या? फिर ये यहाँ कहीं आएगा ऐसे, होपफुली। नेम इज सपोज marks are suppose something. Next is suppose Ram, marks is suppose something, and next is suppose Tom, marks is suppose something. ठीक है, तो ये इस गैप अगर आपको और भी ज्यादा लगा तो 1 2 3 4 5 ये 6 हो गया, और 4 5 6 हो गया। एक और क्यों आ गया स्पेस? एक और स्पेस शायद आपने क्या लिखा है, देखते हो वहां स्पेस डाला है क्या? ओ यस, यहाँ एक स्पेस डाला, देखिए। और आपको एक भी स्पेस नहीं चाहिए, ये 6.5 की जगह 6.2 की जगह 5.2 लिखिएगा। जय फ्रॉम सैम आ गया। यही चाहिए था आशीष।
यस सर।
So that's almost right. Up now we have two techniques. एक पृथ्वीराज ने list use किया था in the dictionary and he has used 3 keys: subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. 3 keys है, and we have handled both the cases in a simple way. When I say student detail dot name dot values, we'll get only the keys, only the values. That means marks in 3 subjects. So once we get the marks in 3 subjects, उसको हमने list कर दिया because this gives you dict values type. So dict values has been converted to list. So I have a list of values. So sum of the list divided by number of subjects will give you percentage, and your job is done easily. So we are trying to simplify or improve on the code design. So important thing is like when you solve and when we discuss, you understand where the things, how the things can work out in a different way. We get a different perspective as well. And next time when you do similar kind of stuff, you will never go wrong. Or you will be aware as to how to get it most appropriately. You have alternative ideas as well now. Let's see what Harsh has done. Oh, Harsh has not updated the code. Looks like interpolation operator use कर रहे हैं, which is scary. Percentage किसके लिए name है -10d, subject 1 है -10s, -10s, -10s. Okay. Okay. Student data, number of student, list लिया है. Okay. List से क्या देखते हैं क्या किया आपने. For I in the range 1 to number of students plus 1. Full name, enter the full name of the student, format of I. Format of I is integer. That should get substituted here. That should get substituted here. And then आपने यहाँ लिखा 15, ये क्या लिखा है?
Sir, up to 15 characters only full name you will consider.
नहीं यार, ये गलत हो रहा है. ये कहाँ खत्म किया आपने? इनपुट का ब्रैकेट कहाँ खत्म किया है? अच्छा, इनपुट का ब्रैकेट यहाँ खत्म किया है. यहाँ तो जो स्ट्रिंग इनपुट रिटर्न करेगा उसमें से पहले 15 कैरेक्टर रिटर्न करो. नो, नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल. नाउ लेट मी टेल यू व्हाई वाज दैट नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल. अगर मेरा नाम है ऋषिकेश सूर्यजराव पिसार देशमुख, you have a chance to display only the first 10 characters, Rishikesh, but you have no chance to not to accept my complete name. In this case, what is happening is you are not displaying 15 characters, you are only accepting 50 characters. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, आपका भी नाम है हर्ष भानुशाली. Now that's more than 10 characters. तो
Yes,
उसमें से मैं 10 ही कैरेक्टर लू स्टोर करने के लिए तो HARSH BHAN इतना ही आ जाएगा स्पेस के साथ. हमें नाम तो पूरा एक्सेप्ट करना है. वी वांट टू डिस्प्ले ओनली 10 कैरेक्टर्स. डिस्प्ले करने के लिए 10 कीजिएगा. एक्सेप्ट करते समय यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू एक्सेप्ट द कंप्लीट नेम. सो एक्सेप्ट में वी डू नॉट वांट टू यूज दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉन्सेप्ट दैट यू हैव डन, wherein you are extracting only that many number, grabbing कर रहे हो उतने कैरेक्टर्स दे रहे. So that was not acceptable. So I'll get rid of this. That was not acceptable. Yeah, जो हर्ष ने आशीष ने किया था, that's the only way out. Yeah, I'll accept the entire name. Full name is वापिस full name is equal to left justify 15. ये क्यों कर रहे left justify 15? हर्ष इसका पर्पस बताइए मुझे. 15 विड्थ में नाम लेफ्ट साइड को चाहिए, ऐसा कर रहे हैं, यानी 15 कॉलम का नेम ले रहे हैं. यानी अगर मेरा नाम राजा है, ओके, राजा डॉट लेफ्ट जस्टिफाई ऑफ 10, यानी ये 10 विड्थ में राजा लेफ्ट साइड को आना चाहिए. ये कह रहे हैं आप?
हाँ सर.
ओके, आपके पास फिर यहाँ चॉइस था. ये जो नाम ले रहे हैं आप, उसमें से सिर्फ 15 कैरेक्टर्स मैक्सिमम चाहिए. तो इफ यू रियली वांट टू यूज दिस टेक्निक जो भी आपने यूज किया, समझो ये वापस गलत हो रहा है. डिक्शनरी में आप पूरा नाम स्टोर नहीं कर रहे फिर. अच्छा, आपके पास डिक्शनरी है ही नहीं, लिस्ट ही है. लेट मी गो थ्रू योर कोड। आपने नाम ही चेंज किया,
वैलिडेशन
नाम ही चेंज किया। यानी मेरा नाम अगर राजा है तो आपने राजा विथ 11 स्पेस स्टोर किया। मेरा नाम राजा है तो राजा ही रहना चाहिए, राजा विथ 11 स्पेसेस की। दिस विल क्रिएट अ नेम विथ
Okay,
11
sir.
स्पेसेस।
yes, okay.
Okay, so that is not acceptable. While true, enter the marks in subject 1 for format full name। ये चलेगा full name, इसका नाम एक्सेप्ट कर लिया। अरे अगर आप ये अच्छा डॉट फॉर्मेट यूज कर रहे हैं, डॉट
Yes,
फॉर्मेट
sir,
क्यों
वहाँ
कर
पे
रहे हैं?
नाम print
तो यहाँ
enter the
string
subject
यूज
one
नहीं, ठीक है,
हाँ sir.
मार्क्स चलो कर सकता है कोई, आपकी मर्जी, उसमें क्या है। तो ये फुल नेम जो है यहाँ डाल दो डायरेक्टली। ये पढ़ने के लिए भी आसान है।
Yes, sir.
If subject 1 dot digit and subject 2 dot digit and okay, तो सबको इंटीजर में कन्वर्ट कर लिया। ओके, इफ अच्छा ये 0 और 100 क्या है, तो गिव नेम्स टू देम। नेम कांस्टेंट है, मिनिमम मार्क्स एंड मैक्सिमम मार्क्स।
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
ब्रेक कर रहे हो?
सर अगर वो नहीं रहेगा तो
नहीं, कहाँ लिखा है आपने? रहेगा तो लिखा है। मेरे मार्क्स 70 70 70 है। 70 लेस देन इक्वल टू 0 लेस देन इक्वल सब्जेक्ट लेस देन और इक्वल टू 0 लेस इक्वल टू सब्जेक्ट नो। 70 लेस देन इक्वल टू 100 यस। ये तो 70 के लिए कंडीशन ट्रू हो जाएगा ना।
सर एक
देखते हैं रन करके। पहला स्टूडेंट है, एंटर द फुल नेम। इसका फुल नेम समझो लीला है। मार्क्स इज 23 23 23। क्या बात है, क्या लिखा अपनी कंडीशन, लेट मी अंडरस्टैंड। चलो अब ब्रेक हुआ कि नहीं, ये इनर वाइल लूप पता ही नहीं चलेगा। मैं यहाँ प्रिंट करता हूँ ब्रेकिंग, ऐसा लिखता हूँ कुछ तो, यानी यहाँ से ब्रेक कर रहे। इनवैलिड मार्क्स प्रिंट। एरर ही कहना है आपको, ब्रेक मतलब, या ऐसे ही बोलना है?
तो नीचे प्रिंट किया ना, प्रिंट इनवैलिड मार्क्स इनपुट।
मेरी अगर प्रिंट कर रहे हैं तो जाके वापस सब्जेक्ट के मार्क्स एक्सेप्ट करोगे, ऐसा कहना है आपका। तो ये कंडीशन क्या था, एरर के लिए था या सही है तो एरर ये कंडीशन है?
तो सही है ना, अगर सारे मार्क्स 0 to 100 के बीच में लाई करेंगे तो
तो
अदरवाइज शो इनवैलिड मार्क्स इनपुट।
that means if the marks are right then I'll break through this loop, ऐसा?
हाँ सर।
हाँ,
यस सर।
तो ये एल्स में डालू ना। एल्स में कब आएंगे? एल्स में तो आएंगे नहीं जिंदगी में कभी। ब्रेक करा तो एल्स एग्जिट ही नहीं होगा, तो कब एल्स एग्जिट होगा? तो एल्स नहीं है ये, इफ का एल्स चाहिए फिर। अगर ये कंडीशन फॉल्स है तो यहाँ प्रिंट करेंगे। और once I come out of this while loop, then append the name and marks in 3 subjects. ओके, तो आपके पास लिस्ट है जिसमें एक नाम है और 3 सब्जेक्ट के मार्क्स है। ऐसी एक लिस्ट है सिर्फ। तो आप लिस्ट में एक टपल ऐड कर रहे हो, तो ये टपल है करेक्ट।
Yes, sir.
तो यू आर डूइंग लिस्ट ऑफ टपल्स, ठीक है, आगे देखते हैं। ये अनपैक कर लिया। फॉर स्टूडेंट इज स्टूडेंट डेटा, फुल नेम, सब्जेक्ट 1, सब्जेक्ट 2, सब्जेक्ट 3, टोटल मार्क्स इज सो एंड सो, परसेंटेज टोटल मार्क्स डिवाइडेड बाय 100 300, नंबर ऑफ सब्जेक्ट से डिवाइड करो ना, बाकी क्या जनरेट कर रहे हैं। number of students, number of subjects चाहिए था। अच्छा, आपने assume कर लिया 3 students है, ओके।
सर वो 3 स्टूडेंट्स और 3 सब्जेक्ट्स के।
नंबर ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स भी 3 है हमारे पास। आपका सॉल्यूशन फ्लेक्सिबल क्यों नहीं है? अगर 4 सब्जेक्ट्स लूंगा मैं तो दिस विल फेल। This will work correctly only for 3 students, 3 subjects. अब यहाँ क्या लिखा है? 10s 20 10.12. Something that I just did not want you to use. अब यहाँ क्या क्या इशू आ रहा है? Invalid syntax. देखते हैं। इसमें नेम, 10D में सब्जेक्ट 1, 10D में सब्जेक्ट 2, 10D में सब्जेक्ट 3, 10.2F। यानी आप पर्सन साइन तो डिस्प्ले नहीं कर रहे परसेंटेज मार्क्स के आगे, तो पर्सन साइन अगर चाहिए यहाँ डालेगा 2%। लेट्स सी। Enter the full name of the student. 12, 13 and 14. क्या हो रहा है? नहीं, वो विड्थ का इशू था, तो वहाँ नाम तो पूरा चाहिए था, बट ट्रंकेट करके चाहिए था। तो आपने जो विड्थ दिया यहाँ 15, तो यहाँ क्या लिखोगे? 15.15s। Intentionality by longer name. That's not your name, I understand. And I say, okay, so that's truncated up to 15 characters. And rest. तो subject 1 और ये marks कुछ आगे जा रहे हैं 15 की विड्थ की वजह से, तो you could have either shifted the subjects towards right, title, or shifted the marks towards left. Shifting title is better idea. तो ये title को shift कर ले थोड़ा सा।
सर
बोला।
एकदा ती एल्सची कंडिशन कशी राहणार ते बघा ना एकदा, म्हणजे 100 पेक्षा जर मार्क जास्त टाकले
तर फेल होईल तो ब्रेक, तर परत त्याला he will be forced to accept the marks once again. Invalid marks,
Okay.
and then there's 0 to 100. So again, you'll be forced to enter marks. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Harsh has done more validation. Others did not do the validation. No, not better. Subject 1, subject 2 तक थी है. Subject 3 और ये आगे जाना चाहिए था. तो राजा राम मोहन R. That's perfect. ये भी ठीक है, ये भी ठीक है. या JECT तक ला रहे हैं हम लोग. एक ही केस विथ कम कर लिया होता, दैट वाज ओके. बाकी 10 ही रख देते, दैट वाज ओके. ओके. सब्जेक्ट 3 जो सब्जेक्ट 1 जो है वो वन वर्ड होता विदाउट स्पेस तो ठीक था, और अदरवाइज दिस ओके. अरे टाइटल का है मार्कशीट. हर्ष
सॉरी
ऐसा कैसा है? ऐसे टाइटल मिस करके ऐसे चलेगा? Today, there is a power breakdown in PCMC area. Whole day there was no power. Whereas battery has drained down. So is the case with Monica as well. We have also on the verge of ending the session today. 21:45, 15 minutes earlier we can close down. So that's not an issue. But good that you at least 3 of you have done that. I appreciate. And it would be best if everybody had done that. So that's something which is expected. Everybody solving the assignments. And once you do that, then we had 3 different perspectives. Prithviraj uses dictionary of dictionary. Ashish uses dictionary. Prithviraj uses dictionary of list. Dictionary. Ashish uses dictionary of dictionary, correct? And Harsh is using lists, only lists, no dictionary. Okay, so there are so many different ways we could solve that example. But if amongst this, as per the data structure goes, the best choice was what Prithviraj has done. That was the best choice as far as the data structure goes. The best formatting that was done by Ashish, and best validation was done by Harsh. So it should have been a combination of all the 3 things. So right data structure, right formatting, and right validation. That would make up the complete solution. So I would want you have all the 3 solutions with you all. And as I said, combine those 3 things: right data structure, I tell you, and take my word very seriously. In today's world and the upcoming time when you will land up yourself in the industry, although I'll be teaching you all the data structure implementation, challenge today is not to implement the data structure. Libraries are powerful. Challenge is to use the right data structure at the right place. Because every data structure will give you some advantage and disadvantages. So your selection of data structures is very, very important. But that is from the performance perspective. From the client's perspective, the representation is very important because client doesn't know what is happening internally. For him, he gave the input, he got the output. His report was displayed correctly on. So formatting is very critical. Selection of data structure is also very critical. Validation is also very critical. So combination of those things will create a perfect solution. So my second assignment to you is you have all the three solutions available with you. Okay, combine them together to create the final solution. So I expect all of you to do that now. You have the solutions. You don't have to do anything from scratch. Combine all the three things: the validations, the right data structure, and right formatting. Do it. Monica has want to talk. Yeah, Monica, what do you want to talk?
Sir, after ending the meeting.
Actually, you want to talk to me? I thought you want to address to the class. Okay.
No.
Okay. So with that note, we'll stop here today. Yes, please.
सर आपने वो टाइम हिट से भी करने बोला तो उसमें क्या करना है? टाइम हिट मतलब कितना टाइम ले रहा है प्रोग्राम वो डिस्प्ले करना है?
नहीं, इसमें टाइम
Time
यूज
it
करने
mode.
नहीं ना I had asked you to explore time it, not use time it.
Yes,
Time
sir.
it का यहाँ कोई एप्लीकेशन नहीं था.
जैसे आपने बोला था ना कि जो ओरिजिनल प्रोग्राम है वो टाइम हिट यूज करके दोनों.
No. I had said time it module को explore कीजिएगा. In this particular case, there was no application of time it module. हाँ, एक कर सकते time it module के लिए. ना, यहाँ अभी तक function भी नहीं लिखा हमने. There was no application. Just I said go through that time it method because हमने कल number देखा. We did not use repeat. There are other options also which are available. So make sure
Yes.
that time it के all options parameters you check it out. So just go through that module called as time it. उसमें अंदर का एक ही function called as time it. उतना एक
Yes.
cover कर लीजिएगा. You just have to explore it. So you know what all other options are available for you. That's what I told. यहाँ कोई इसका application नहीं था इस example में क्या करते time it का application.
मुझे लगा
Time
एंड में
it is meant
कितना
for no. In time it का मतलब एक ही purpose है to check the amount of time that is taken by that small code snippet. How much time did it take to execute that particular code? So for time complexity थोड़ा सा हम लोग इसका इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. तो ये टेस्टिंग में ही होगा. मुझे और कोई इसका पर्पस नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है. तो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पढ़ो, मैं और कोई पर्पस लिखा है कि अदर देन टेस्टिंग, चेक इट आउट. अगर है तो मेरे साथ भी शेयर करो. बट व्हेन आई थिंक अबाउट टाइम इट इज ओनली ड्यूरिंग टेस्टिंग टाइम. अदरवाइज मेरे दिमाग में कभी टाइम इट आता ही नहीं है अदर देन टेस्टिंग टाइम. Okay. So with that note, we'll stop here today. See you tomorrow at same time. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye. Hold on. Tomorrow I'm going to start with the next topic, which is very, very important, and that's functions in Python. And that's one of the lengthiest topic that we'll have in Python. You may wonder why, because a lot of time people give only introduction to functions, what the functions are. In Python, it supports all the new features where C++ and Java are still struggling to introduce, like closures, generators, and decorators. Functions in Python are very powerful. And I'm going to take it to the difficulty level also. If you look at it, everything about function I'm going to teach, irrespective. Some people say, okay, at this stage, do you need it or you don't need it? I'm going to cover up everything about that functions. So don't miss the sixth topic on functions. We start with functions tomorrow. So don't miss it under any circumstances. Thank you all. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.